For communicating with my supervisor, we tended to use Skype because it's quite an instant kind of messaging service. So we could have discussions through there. We did a lot of our discussions post-COVID were online meetings. As far as writing the thesis, the best tool for me there was using Overleaf because it was just so much easier to drop an image in. There was none of the, you shift it down in Word and it moves everything apart. And towards the end, I actually started working as an assistive technology trainer, which is how I discovered Scholarcy in the first place. I was hesitant at first because I thought, another kind of black box AI, does it really do anything? And the natural validation for that for me was putting my paper into it. Does it explain to me with my words what I was talking about? And I was really impressed by it. I was actually quite pleasantly surprised that it did such a good job. And from there, my whole paper screening process was straight away into Scholarcy. I used the browser extension and I'd read the highlights before reading the abstract to see if a paper was even worth reading. So it completely changed my literature search journey. So yeah, much for the better. And so it was when I started teaching these tools where I thought, I can see why this is useful, but maybe this isn't for me. And then finding Scholarcy, it was kind of, actually this is one of the ones that it's going to become useful. And it was so easy to integrate it because there's the library where you can just upload a PDF, or using the browser extension, it's kind of already there. There's no real energy cost to going, okay, I've got the paper here, now I'm going to go to Scholarcy. You click the browser extension and then the flashcards are there and you think, actually this paper's, it's got a cool title, but it's not for me. You just click back, you're back in Google Scholar, click on the next paper down on the list and go, actually maybe this one's worthwhile. So you go through the highlights, I'd read the summary and go, okay, now I know what this paper's about. I can read the whole thing, so I can anticipate what's coming up. That made it a lot more accessible. If you've got 20 pages of black text on a white background, it's kind of, okay, next page. But knowing what was coming up made it more accessible for me, and it took it off. It made the burden of forcing myself to sit down and read through what could be quite an interesting paper, but is presented in the most boring format for me, a lot more accessible. I definitely think Zter is good because of the integration between them. It's that and any screen reader, because if you've got something to kind of force your engagement to go through, I found that having the spoken word highlighted drew my attention to it, and it kind of kept me on task because it was something to engage with. So yeah, I think any form of screen reader and Zter are absolutely perfect.